Hello there, YouTube. It's your boy B3 back with another fantastic graphic novel review. We got another omnibusy for you today, and another part of the MIGNOLAVERSE. Witchfinder Omnibus Volume 1. Let me read you the back of the book. Sir Edward Grey tackles his first occult investigations as an agent of the Queen, from the sparkling ebullience of Victorian London to the Wild West to the murky depths of Unland. Follow the Witchfinder as he plucks tangled webs of intrigue to face occult conspiracies, take on rampaging monsters, and discover his nemesis, the secretive HELLBOY Brotherhood of Ra. This deluxe hardcover omnibus edition collects Sir Edward Grey Witchfinder paperback volumes 1 through 3, assembling more than 400 pages of intense occult intrigue and suspense from Dark Horse Comics. Really cool, really pulpy stuff. He is a paranormal detective of sorts for the Queen, Her Majesty. May she rest in yeast. You're allowed to pretend that's funny. A lot of good creative names on this. Mike Mignola, John Acurdy, Kim Newman, Maura McHugh, Ben Steinbeck. Steinbeck, y'all! Tell me what that's from in the comments, I dare ya. John Severin, Tyler Crook, Dave Stewart, among many others. But he's kind of a legend in Hellboy's time. But this is about him just starting out. So he was kind of a Hellboy before Hellboy, but he didn't have the powers that Hellboy had. He's just a guy who's really good at this. You know, there's a lot of contents in here. Murderous Intent, In the Service of Angels, Lost and Gone Forever, Beware the Ape, The Mysteries of Unland, The Burial of Catherine Baker, and of course, as always, the sketchbook. Yeah. Really good stuff. I love Steinbeck's art in this. You see, the Witchfinder became the Witchfinder because he stopped a little coven of witches from assassinating the Queen with black magic. And for that, he was accommodated. And he tries to keep stuff hush-hush. He's actually pretty humble about it. But also, you can understand why maybe someone in Victorian England wouldn't want to be associated with witchcraft as his profession. But people kind of whisper and call him Witchfinder. This first story is really a good introduction to him, though. Really, truly it is. And Mignola does a lot of the cover arts for these. Ooh, they're pretty. They are pretty. Lots of grays and stuff, though. It's almost a black and white comic, but not quite. But sometimes it really looks like it, which is very Universal Monster, you know? It's very Humphrey Bogart detective-y. I like it. But they find this weird skeleton. It almost looks human, but with this weird animal head. And yeah, it's friggin' cursed, man. It's one of the dang underdwellers from the Hellboy and b.r.p.d books that they've fought so many times. And there's this certain sword that kind of keeps it at bay. But it's like a ghost of one of these creatures. It's not one of the creatures themselves like Hellboy and Abe and them fight. So it's different. It's not just one of the same kind of enemies, but only one of them so that Witchfinder actually has a chance. No, it's different but connects the lore. It's very, very clever. God, Mignola can write. He can just write. And he's so good at it. Oh, man. But he meets this guy called the Captain. And he's a captain of many things. Ships, industry, etc. But he's already had a lot of run-ins with the paranormal. So he is starting to help out Witchfinder, he and his friends. And they meet this lovely lady named Mary. And she's kind of a medium. And she's the real deal. Her brother is a scumbag who like charges people to see her. But she seems to actually kind of be almost touched by angels in a way. Which, you know, come on. But yeah, these communications really help him. And this kind of ghostly woman does tell Sir Edward that he is in service of the angels and that he is on the kind of right side. He's shown the word like Archeron and all this stuff. There's a big bang, some gunfire, and our kind of ghost monster shows up and really just gives someone a good chomp. He's drinking blood to get stronger and kind of become more physically present, which is really, really cool. Really, really cool. Eventually, the captain does die, unfortunately, and we see this Brotherhood of Ra that's kind of like this sort of secret society. I can kind of get bored of secret societies. I feel like they can be almost it's kind of just lazy sometimes. Luckily, Hellboy seems to avoid them, or at least do them differently, typically. Like the b.r.p.d could have easily been a secret society, but they didn't make it one. It's just, yeah, it's like calling the police. Except, they won't shoot you in your own home instead of, helping with the problem. Anyhow, I wonder if that'll still be allowed to be said by the time I put this up. You got this Brotherhood of Ra, and they want to use all this dark stuff for dark purposes. They are not a good dudes. Not at all. But Witchfinder kind of starts to learn some lore about these ancient people that labored underground. And the Brotherhood of Ra would like to blow his brains out. They really would. Doesn't happen. But they find out that they really need to, kind of take care of the skeleton. Make sure it's all situated so that they can get rid of this big old beastie. And then there's this other guy. And he's a man that you've seen before. If you're reading these in order, there's a certain guy, Gustav Strobel. He kind of becomes a supernatural being himself eventually, and kind of quote-unquote helps Liz in the b.r.p.d books. He's still alive and human in this, and he's committed into a mental institution. But they need his help with the bones. They need his help with this creature. They don't want to. They know he's kind of crazy. But they have to. They really don't have anyone else with the experience, especially with the captain departed. Well, the captain technically doesn't depart until after they have this meeting. But they find the cow, which is, trust me, that'll put a smile on your face. When you see the cow, I promise you'll smile. Unfortunately, Mary also passes away. It's a bit of a refrigerator moment. I cannot lie. Part of me's like, yeah, they did kill her to motivate the male lead. That shoves her in the refrigerator. But also, she was a crazy good medium. Having her around permanently could maybe make things a little too easy. But her powers still work a little after death, and her ghost is able to visit, to talk to Witchfinder, and also kind of ignore her brother. But hey, that's the story. It leaves off on kind of a little hint, and then we move on to the Wild, Wild West, where the Witchfinder is chasing the Ra's around, and also finds out that there's some other supernatural stuff going down. There's another guy that he runs into who seems pretty well acquainted with the supernatural, but he's not really wearing that fact on his sleeve. And there's this guy with him who seems to be maybe disabled mentally, but also seems to know the future. Very interesting. Very interesting. So they all team up to kind of help stop this witch who is kind of parading as a white savior and getting all these Native Americans to follow her and stuff. Oh well. But there's werewolves. You got to love werewolves. I think they might technically be more like skinwalkers here, but still very interesting. There are, of course, living corpses. Wouldn't be a Hellboy story without a living corpse, now would it? Or at least some undead machination. See this horrible hellhound-esque beast that they have to fight as well. It really reminded me of the Black Hound of Baskerville, actually, from Sherlock Holmes. I got that kind of vibe from it. But, of course, they are eventually able to really stop this witch and everything. It's a good time had by all. The Witchfinder in the States. I mean, doesn't get any better than that. I mean, it does. It's a good story, but it's not my favorite Witchfinder story. The one before it, I actually do think was better. I won't tell you exactly how they beat the witch, because I want you to go and really read it all yourself. But then we have a really short one called Beware the Ape. It's actually really funny. This ape is like exposed to an eldritch idol and just becomes intelligent and crazy, and it steals a horse. It's a really, really short story, but it's very interesting, and you'll probably get a good chuckle from it, in all honesty. And then this next story is really cool. We see the Witchfinder visit this village known for like their eel oil and stuff, and the people in it are very strange. You could even say they're part eel. He's kind of about to leave almost, and then these giant electric eels attack him. When he beats them off, and also beats them off, he's like, okay, well, now I'm not going to leave. Even though the police are trying to get me to leave. No, I'm sticking around. This one feels, and kind of even looks, very Lovecraftian. Like there's people with frog tongues and fish eyes and stuff. This is a really, really Lovecraftian feeling book. So there is this kind of big conspiracy from the town, and like their history is being hidden, and there's these kind of rich debutantes, and they are a big part of it, but also some of them are fighting against it. There's a lot going on. It's a huge mystery. And I know, once again, I'm not getting crazy specific, but that's because these stories are mysteries. And I want you to go and read them. When I review these books, it's to tell you whether or not I recommend you reading it, right? Not to fill you in on every tiny, tiny little detail so that you don't have to. That's not what I'm trying to do here. It's just these mystery stories, I can tell you less about them because there's so much to spoil. Anyhow, of course, Witchfinder gets out of it just fine. He still has a legacy to go create. And you also have the burial of Catherine Baker, a much more religious story that's also very short. And then, in the back, the sketchbook. Dude, I love the sketchbook and all the little blurbs by the creative team. Like on the first page is a blurb by Ben Steinbeck, y'all. And the blurbs by Mignola are my favorite to read. He really has a way with his little words. But we got others in here from many things. I'm actually not entirely positive. I remember Mignola having a blurb in this. You know what? I don't think he do. The blurbs are from others. No. There's a Mignola blurb. I'm looking right at it. Okay, we're good. Sorry, I just I remembered mostly blurbs from other people on this one. But yes, there's a lot of great work. And this is one of the bigger sketchbooks, too, which makes me very happy. Very, very happy. Plus a big cover gallery in the back. They really packed this one with the bonus content. So yes, I do recommend Witchfinder Omnibus Volume 1. I cannot wait to see what else is in store for Sir Edward Grey. The next one, Volume 2, has like Chris Robertson, Mike Mignola, and a lot of others on it. And I don't have it yet, but I do plan on getting it at some point. So that is it. Thank you all once again, and I'll see you all next time. Bye there now.